All right, everybody, we are live again. Dynasty Amir, search for Huru. Thank you for joining. If I'm sweating, I apologize. I've been outside helping my son. Me and my son, we're starting our own garden. So we started planting some vegetables. We planted some carrots. We planted some carrots. We planted some tomatoes. So, we're all about being self-sufficient around here. So we're going that route now. So everyone, thank you so much for joining. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe as well. Also, let me go ahead and get the banner up here. I forgot to put the banner up here. Also, too, make sure you go to dynastymir.com. Go to dynastymir.com. Subscribe to our mailing list, okay? So you guys can stay up to date on what's going on in the community. Also, support the church. Cash App is scrolling through the banner on the bottom. So support the church, everybody. Support the church. So today's topic, guys, is very interesting. Very interesting. The topic is why people riot, black people pay the price. They're going to flip the bill. What I mean by flip the bill, we're still going to be blamed for everything that's going on. Even though when you're looking at the footage right now, it's white people that's instigating the majority of the shenanigans. It's white folks out there doing it, but black people we're gonna get the blame for it. In fact, Kala. So I live near downtown. I live near downtown Atlanta. They got tanks are rolling, military Humvees, all of that, all on the ground.
Oh yeah,
rolling, rolling.
Yeah, and so what it is, I think what it is it's a strategy. Two things. One on the right wing is like, okay, we're gonna let them do enough damage so we can get public opinion on our side,
Right.
Then, right, you haven't seen anything yet. We're gonna embolden them, right, by backing off. Let them have a police station here. Let them build it like that. Then they're gonna come in here, and once they declare martial law, right, then you're gonna see blood spool down the streets like you think Black America is crying now. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
You think so?
Yeah. Oh, exactly. I know that's what's happening. I do believe that's in the air. Now, what they can't do is
Kyle, let me ask you this real quick. Sorry to cut you off. So what's the difference between this uprising and what happened in Ferguson?
Well, see, this is what happened in Ferguson, right? When Ferguson happened, we were all like, okay, Michael Brown, okay. It was going through a process. At least the person was charged, right? The person was charged. He wasn't charged, but he was arraigned in the grand jury. Michael, what's his name?
Darren, was it Darren Wilson?
Darren Wilson, yeah, okay. He was being arraigned. And while that was going on, right, it was all kinds of other issues being played out there, right? It was Black Lives Matter and stuff like that. So people got sidetracked with that rather than the case. In the case, the district attorney, right, was basically throwing the case away right before our eyes. He was basically came in as the defense attorney for the police who didn't even bother showing up.
Right.
And so therefore Ferguson was going on, right? And then while everybody was doing that, right, they brought out the military. Police are not supposed to have that level of military grade equipment. They had weapons I've never seen before and stuff like that, right? And they were trained on peaceful demonstrators, right? This is what happens, right? You have peaceful demonstrators who go out there. It's mostly Black people who are emotional and white people who want to help. Okay? That's what you have when you have these things. Peaceful demonstrators. Black people who are angry, right? They want to express themselves. Because let me tell you something, right? People who say, well, we got to do violence and whatnot. White people, when you're, remember when Colin Kaepernick was taking a knee, right? He had white people on the up and up, right? Uproar, right?
I can tell you why. You can't interfere with sports.
And you can't interfere with this idea that America is this beautiful country, race relations are behind us, and that we're moving forward. That's the narrative, right? So somebody like Colin Kaepernick, right, his presence taking a knee and people taking a knee was enough to cause so much mass hysteria, right? Now, what you would have had, right, in this protest right here was Colin Kaepernick by tens of thousands, right? But because it turned into violence, now you're not going to have that because public opinion is now against this. It's all about law and order. Not only that, you know what we're going to talk about tonight?
Go ahead.
Black people, right? And I said this. I told you this, right? I told you this last night. All they're going to use this as an excuse to attack other black people. Now, Killer Mike is being attacked, right? Obama's being attacked. I've said things about Killer Mike Obama, but he went up there and said, okay, said what him and T.I. said what they had to say, right? Black people, oh, he's a coon. Oh, he's fucking working for CNN. Oh, he's working for the white man's property and everything like that. We use any excuse, right, to basically to undermine and want to attack each other because that's really the end game. Black people want to be in a position where they could say, you know, Dynas, you know, you should be out there marching and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not going to. No,
you know what I'm saying? You should be out there doing that. You should be out there with them young brothers. You should be out there encouraging and whatnot. You know, you should stop what you're doing and stop doing like that stuff like that. You say, well, I got a son. You know.
And you know what? Okay, so let me address that. So. Not when Mike Brown was murdered, because I was when the Mike Brown situation took place, I was in LA. I moved to Atlanta in 2014. I think 2015. What other high profile? I think it was Eric Garner. So yeah. I actually went out and protested for Eric Garner. I was out in the streets. But again, my thing is, if you're not trying to pull your resources out of here, okay, all you're doing is funding through your tax dollars the stuff you're complaining about. I mean, that's all you're doing. So it's just I'm not going out there to I'm not.
Well, the whole thing is this. Now I support the anger in the youth, right? I support that, but in many ways, what happened is this. This is an indictment on Black America, right? This is an indictment on Black America. After all the years of civil rights, after all the years of integration, after all the years of all these people telling us how much progress we made and everything like that, social media has exposed Black America for what it is. We're a dysfunctional community. The problem is, remember when Dr. Dre said this a week ago? He said social media killed the artist, the aura of the artist, right? Now everybody was clowning him. So what? I did, right? But now I'm starting to see what he meant, right? You see, before in Black America there was a mystique, an aura. People didn't know about us, right?
Right.
Our feelings were measured, right? If there was an organization, anything happened or whatnot, it had to be grassroots, organic, and everything. There were major people, and this is what we're talking about. We're on the same page. This and the other thing. So when you get ready to organize and everything, it was really organized. Now with social media, anybody can meet up on Instagram, right, and say, meet at this corner of such and such, right? They're spewing all this anger and everything like that. There is no end game. Could somebody tell me what is the end game to all this? There is none.
There's none.
Some people say, well, Colin, there shouldn't be an end game. We're just going to tear shit up. Okay. Now, let me tell you something, folks. Now, if you're saying that this is a war, right? I think you need to know what a real war is. And don't be lukewarm and stop playing with it. If you're going to have a war, then have a war. If you're ready to go to war with the United States government and white America, whatever, you better do it. And you better come correct. And you better know what that means and be prepared for the consequences of the fallout from that. Because there's no coming back from that. See, the thing is, Black people, grown Black people, like children. You know, we want to get out there and protest and whatnot, and then we want to talk about, we're going to burn shit down, right? But I thought you said you were peaceful protesting. Then you want to burn it. Either you one or the other. Now, if you were really about war, you would say, you know something, let's get the gun.
Let's stray away from the whole war talk.
But what I'm saying is, people tell me, Colin, this is a war.
Well, no, it's not even that. I just when these I don't want to be disrespectful. These militant rise up. We could do it here. We gonna fight back. See, that's the thing. What is this fight back? I don't. What is that?
Like I said, the whole thing is this: if you can't even support Black businesses, Black banks, you can't even support Black independent media platforms and everything. You give all your money to Instagram, Facebook, and all your time on Facebook and everything like that. You can't even support Black independent media platforms and everything, social media groups. You can't even network. You can't even get along. We can't even get along with each other in our own social media groups. You know, and yet you want to take on the system and everything. and you don't have any love. We don't have any basic love for each other. You know, it's like this. Black people, like I said this the other night. I said what it is black people are tired of being black people in America. Should I say that again, Dennis?
Expand on that though.
Okay.
Well, this is what I posted. And I got a lot of people were trying to snap on me. I said, if you are black in America and you're not trying to build in Africa, you ain't black.
Yeah, I think
I got a lot of heat for that.
You're right about that. What I'm saying is black people are frustrated with the status quo of being black in America, right? You know, it seems like the more we seem like we're making progress, the angrier we get. Because the bottom line is this: when they see white people, they're free. White people don't got a care in the world. We got this burden of being black in America, right? And that's just police brutality. It's just one thing. It's also the fact that you look at even in our black and black relationships, right? That's failing. You look at the Negro manosphere, right? On Facebook, right now. Black men and black women are at war with each other. Social media platforms, you know.
Man, but Colin, you just hit the hammer on the nail, man. I mean, you're right, Colin, but you're right. It's from our hold on, stop the show. Our relationships, like every aspect of our life,
it's failing.
It's failing.
Everything is failing, right? But we don't want to admit that if we had a nation of our own and got a new start, that would be a thing. No, they want to hold like this
Liberia. Like, what about ever Liberia?
Yeah, you'll say, yeah. What else? So all this nonsense. And then I explained to him about Liberia because I wrote a novel and stuff like that, and I did extensive history that it was actually a good experiment, you know. So the bottom line is this: black people are just trapped in this matrix, right? Like Eldridge Cleaver said, Malcolm X talked about it. America is a prison. It's a mental prison. There's this vast country called America, right? The most developed, powerful country in the world. And the whole thing is this: the black man does not have a woman of his own in America, right? The black woman is every day on television. What do you see? Black women in arms of white men on commercials, you know? You see, now you can't even now they're misgendering boys. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff is going on. It's creating a sense of we don't know who we are. You got black people who are saying they're not African. They were already here and all stuff like that. Prove the slave trade never happened, you know? I'm not African. Africans hate us when So all these things that nobody else goes through is going through black America's mind.
Yeah, but Colin, when we call it out, we're the crazy ones.
Yeah, we're the crazy ones. I told you, I'm here for a reason, folks. I knew these problems, right? It's driving black people crazy. And you know for a second, when you see other black men, it used to be a time we say, hey, what's up, brother? Now it's like, what you looking at? What you looking at?
Well, Colin, listen, man. I was at this. So me and Master, we went to this. Guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you share the content. Okay, please do. Let me read this super chat. I'm gonna tell you something. How can we discuss looting and how to protest with Asian provocateurs setting fires of vandalism? Let me say my statement.
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that. But Colin, so I'm at this. You know, I'm taught. I come to school where you speak to black people. I mean, you see a brother or sister, you speak.
You're right.
But it's not really the brothers who are really like, oh, what up? It's the sisters that look up, roll their eyes, and
they roll their eyes like you want their number. I don't want your number. I don't want to look. I'm like I said before. Look, I'm done with friggin' paying meals. When I go out to a restaurant, go out to the movies, sometimes I like being by myself. It's half the price. I don't got you and Boo Boo and them tagging along. You know what I'm saying? And I got to foot the bill. You know, so I'm not trying to get with you. If I say hello to you, I'm just being cordial. I'm just being a gentleman. If I open the door for you, this, that, and the other thing, you know? However, I did have this one sister the other day. She was, oh my gosh, she was beautiful, right? She was in a Mercedes convertible. I was like, and I shook my head like, oh my God. She saw me shake my head, right? And she turned around, started laughing, and she waved at me and whatnot. I was like, that made my day. I was like, oh,
yeah.
That made my freaking.
But I was with Massa at getting some food here in Atlanta. At a little Jamaican restaurant. We were walking out. You know, I spoke to the brothers. Me and the brothers talked. We talked about what happened last night. I gave him my card, talking about what the bridges I built in Africa. He said, "Oh, I'm hit you up. I've been wanting to go to Africa the longest." I say hello to the sisters. They on the phones. They look up and they look down. I'm just like,
yeah. It is. Everyone's on their phones. No one's interacting. We're not socializing with each other. You know. And the bottom line is this: there's no basically filtration of information. It's just like, we get out there, and like I said, and people thought that when I said, look, you know, I understand the frustration and everything like that, but I don't condone this level of violence, because especially I know there's white people involved in it. You know, I know black people are going to pay the price, and my job is a bigger picture, right? Everybody, nah, Carla, you got to, you know, first of all, I don't follow anybody. Carl Genesis doesn't follow anybody. I'm a leader. I'm not a follower. You know, I see things for what they are. When you're principled, you say what you mean and you believe what you say, and you don't care about popularity. I don't give a damn about being popular. You know, I believe in being right. Now, I agree with the anger and everything like that. The world should hear. There should have been mass demonstrations, protests, everything, and that would have got the ear. We can't let this happen. You know, I could see sit-ins and everything. That would have been 10 times more effective than breaking shit. You know, because when you break stuff, then the police comes in. You know, there's violence and they break it up. You should be able to do a protest once a week in your city. You know, and that would basically galvanize them. You could be doing boycotts and whatever like that. You know, we don't do boycotts. We don't do stuff like that. But the thing is, when like I said, when you let these white guys come in and they burn the police station in Milwaukee and everything like that, black people get the blame for it. Oh, they torture things. Everybody knows, even the white commentators know that's not black people doing that. That's white people, whoever's behind it, doing that, right? And the black people get the blame. In Minneapolis, there was several black leaders like, yo, look, you know, he told, look, put that down. There's white guys showing up with bricks, throwing stuff at the police so they could fire on black people. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's what they want. They want this friggin' chaos. You haven't even had a chance to express yourself, and already somebody throwing rocks at the police. And so, therefore, what happened in Ferguson, no one didn't even know about this until afterwards, right? People like start sharing their pictures and everything. They're like, well, who is this guy right here, right? And then they put the two of them together. This guy's a cop, you know? He was out there throwing rocks and everything in Ferguson, right? This time in Minneapolis, people like preempt that. I think people were expecting that, you know? Right. People were saying, no, like, but it was a mainstream media. Not one time have you seen so-called the liberal MSNBC and CNN say, look, these look like cops, you know? But what you see that? Social media. So the media is playing into this narrative, right, for ratings and everything. Oh, look at all these protests. They don't even see. I seen they took over. I forgot where it was. A bunch of white kids with skateboards. You know what I'm saying? Setting fire to a building. This is Antifa, and some of these are right-wing groups. They like anarchy. They like chaos and everything. That does not help the black cause. You know, say, yeah, let's let it burn. Let's do like that. But that's freaking stupid. You know. Now, if you say, okay, let's go to war, why not? You know, and I know, Giants, you like to talk about war. Then, well, you got to be prepared for war. But don't sit there and say that you're talking about peace. We're just trying to express ourselves at the same time, you know? It's another thing is this. When people give up, it's obvious that the system failed. Black America failed. America failed. This racial experiment in America failed, right? Now, how do you tell black people to go out there and vote? That's the question. The voting, like I said last week, only is an affirmation of your belief in the system. So now if you go out and vote, what does that say? That says that everything you was talking about, we're frustrated and we had enough, this is a revolution, all that goes right out the door. And people, the world looks at you like you guys are a bunch of fools. On one hand, you said you're done with America, it's time to rise up and all stuff like that, and then you're going to go out and vote.
Well, I mean, Joe Biden ain't all that bad. He ain't that bad, Joe Biden.
He ain't that bad, you know?
He ain't that bad.
And then you got in Minnesota, right? Minnesota, the mayor is like a wimpy white liberal guy. You know what I'm saying? He's like, and then Amy Klobuchar, right? She was a district attorney general in that state, or something like that, in Minnesota, right? And she had a chance to, what's it, cop? I should have known this guy's name. The cop that killed him. What was his name? Kovar, whatever.
Cop that killed who?
He killed Lloyd.
I don't know. Like I said, I didn't really. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I should have wrote it down. But anyway, she had a chance to prosecute him like 10 times, right? And she's on the short list of VPs for Joe Biden. Mm-hmm. You know, so therefore, okay, now this happened in Minneapolis, right? Democratic city, you know, Democratic liberal city, right? Now, the whole thing is this: black people didn't voice their anger at the mayor. They didn't address him, right? He's a liberal, right? They basically not even talking about the police so much. I don't even see them talk about the police that much.
They talk about Donald Trump.
Oh yeah, it goes to Donald Trump. I'm gonna get to that. Elizabeth Warren said, and I told you the other day, I said, see, they're gonna come out. Watch it, gonna start politicizing. Elizabeth Warren says, before this brother even buried, she says, if you want to make it better for brother George Floyd, get out and vote in November. So what is voting in November going to do for this situation of chronic police misconduct? It has nothing to do with it. Why? Because you have a template, right? If these cities are a majority Democrat cities like New York and everything, why are they the police brutality and disrespect are worse in these cities? You saw the case with in Baltimore, where Cole knocked the lady out the other day. Cole knocked the lady out. She smacked one cop. Cop came up and fucking Cole gave her a left right hook. Knocked her out cold. And so what I'm saying is this though. Is policing in Black America is a tenuous thing. I don't know what the thing is. It seems like no matter what we do, the police situation keeps getting worse. Because I don't think they're paying these cops enough, and I do think most police officers are part of the American culture. American culture see Black people, Black males as a menace, a threat. No matter what your age is and everything like that, it seems like we're just a threat, and we're just something that they basically have to control. That's what that thing with that lady Amy Cooper in Central Park. I'm gonna call the cops on you because I'm gonna say a Black man is harassing a white woman. She's an upscale liberal, and she said that. Why? Because that's the culture we live in, right? Police are not there to protect the Black community. They're there to bully, intimidate, kill if necessary. White people act like police are their personal mercenaries. That's the culture we have in this country. And what that is this. Also, let's talk about this. The amount of crime in Black America is escalating, right? In my area right here in Hampton, there's a drive-by shooting almost once in every 2 days. Someone's getting killed in a drive-by shooting. Black people are seeing death, destruction in front of them every day. Somebody dying, someone getting killed. Then you got added on to COVID-19. You got all this powder keg stuff, and then
all that we're crazy. Just saying, for us, you're saying, hey, consider just consider building outside of America. We're the crazy ones.
We're the crazy ones. America has a lot of social pressures and everything, and the bottom line is, American culture basically does not like Black success. They don't like Black male and female relationship. It's like, because like I said, all the thing they're showing on television, commercial ads, is Black women, right? And now the stories now where there's a lot of Black women having swirling regrets. I'm not saying you could do whatever you want to do, but they're showing that as an alternative to Black male effect. So nothing's working. You go look at the Filipino community, they're together. You go to Korean community, they're together. What I'm saying? Young men are marrying and everything like that, like that. You go to the Black community and whatnot, everyone's divided on skin complexion. They're divided on income. You have all these things. So we don't feel, only time we feel like we're Black is when we're complaining about racism. And so therefore, I think what a lot of Black people are blowing off steam is not just police brutality. It's basically being Black in America. Because mentally, they have no escape. America's a prison. America's the end game. America's a prison. This is all they're gonna die in this. Think about it, Dinas. You know what I'm saying? You and I one day want to leave this thing and get the heck out of here and everything like that. That's what we're all planning to do, right? But you got some people say, you mean tell me I'm gonna be a nigga? I'm gonna go on my grave a nigga, And that's what it is. And that's what you're looking at. When you see them brothers up there angry and whatnot, they're angry because they know they're not stupid. They know America hates them. They know America vilifies them and all stuff like that, right? And so the only way they can lash out is through violence, and through violence, and that's how we do.
Real quick, let me read this super chat real quick. Indigenous TV: Black protesters are being used by Antifa and other white liberal groups to destroy cities for them. Black people on social media begging. It was sad. Well, yeah. I'm gonna say this right now. Black Lives Matter and Antifa, they're in this together. Like they're like co-oping together.
Yeah, they are. They are. What Black Lives Matter is this, and I think the Black Lives Matter regroup. See, they regroup now. And I've seen a bunch of white people with Black Lives Matter. So I said they're not black. Showed you. I gave you the pictures, right? I said these are a bunch of white chicks, right, up there talking about Black Lives Matter, and that's not their goal. Their goal is anarchy. They're anarchists. These are anarchists. I know these types. You see the one white chick that got, luckily they arrested her, right? Because the world would think that was a black woman that did it, right? Torched New York police car with attempted murder of 4 police officers, right?
What was
Now,
this?
this is New York. This happened last night. A white chick, 27 years old. I sent you a picture. 27 years old, threw a Molotov cocktail. We don't do shit like that, It's a police. So we're getting blamed. You know what I'm saying? When it's all said and done, it's almost like they're trying to stoke a race war, And black people innocently think, oh, yeah, this is great. We're right. No, these people are setting you up for a race war. So when they start basically being able to pick us off and everything, to start killing us at random and everything like that, we're not going to be prepared for that. We have no base of operations. We have no base to run to. You know what I'm saying? We're behind enemy lines. Have you figured that out yet? So the bottom line is this, people talk us up and say, oh, Collar, are you talking against the No, I want the protesters to keep protesting what they're doing. But understand there's people like ulterior motive. They don't want your protest to be successful. They're trying to discredit you. Once they discredit you, right, and say, well, it doesn't matter. Now you are starting. Now this is a part pisses me off, right? If it's one thing to say, who cares what white people think, right? But you have black businesses being burned, right?
Right.
And black people being affected by it.
Right.
And people saying, so what? So what? Yo, so what?
Oh, no, here we go. So they capitalists anyway. They back to capitalism anyway.
So all this freaking nonsense about, oh yeah, this thing. Did you build that guy's business or whatnot? Did sweat, hurt, tears to build that business? No. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to give that one guy in Minneapolis, thank God, they said they raised $300,000 for him. He got his sports bar burned down, Put his life sweat into that, and they burned down his sports bar. And I know that wasn't black people who did that. I know that was the same usual suspect, Antifa, and so maybe some right-wing groups and everything like that. They were torturing black businesses in Minneapolis. It wasn't just Target and AutoZone. They were torturing black businesses. And then people forget. During when this about the looting, right? Okay, they're gonna recover. They got inventory, they got insurance. They're gonna recover from that,
Mm-hmm.
In LA, in this instance, right? All I saw was white people walking out with things. This is another thing. You just basically validated white trashness in America. You know what white trashness means? That means I could go down there with black folks, smoke your weed with you, hang out with you and everything. I could rob with you, this and anything. But I know as soon as I go back to my white world and whatnot, I could just, my sins are cleansed. That white skin gives me, I'm cleansed and whatnot. I'm white. I'm made whole again. That's what America does for them. So anybody who basically says that, oh yeah, you're going to join hand with white people looting and stuff like that, you're a freaking fool and a freaking liar. White people can always go back to being white. That's the first thing. If you don't realize that, you know what I'm saying, you don't belong in this movement. White people can go back to being white. You know what I'm saying? You are going to forever be black in America. We got black people now who have nothing to do with the protest, right? Are walking around feeling guilty about the friggin' violence and everything, feeling ashamed. There's a lot of shame in black America right now for how this is unfolding. Nobody cares about that. But nobody cares about your shame and everything like that. We're not allowed to have feelings like other human beings. We're not allowed to say, no, that's not in my name. No, this, that, thing. I agree with the protest, but I don't agree with that. We're not allowed to do that. So the same people who talk about they want freedom are trying to limit the freedom for other black people who don't agree with them. You want to stifle the black people who don't agree with you, you know what I'm saying? But yet you want to talk about this is all about freedom. I'm sick and tired of Negroes and their shit. This is why, after all these years, we're in the same position we are right now, and basically, there's nothing gonna come out of this movement. Nothing. It was the same thing that happened in LA riots. Oh yeah, man, we're gonna have a change. Like LA it was worse off, right? You was out there, right? After the
No,
LA
well,
riot.
I was a little kid. I was in Sacramento. I was a little kid.
Oh yeah, little kid. But LA, I looked at, they did a 10-year anniversary. I'll never forget that. In 2002, they did a 10-year anniversary thing. I watched that, and the people were like, basically like, yeah, this could happen again. You know, they said, yeah, the same. You know, they were showing some of the gang members, older gang members that got out, and they were talking to them, and they're like, yeah, well, it's a little peaceful here, but the same underlying problems are still here. So this could happen again. And I said to myself, gotta be in 2002. I was like, no, we're past all that. This is a new millennial, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I said it's a new decade, new century, and everything. We're past all that, man. We're past all that. You know, look where we are right now. You know, 18 years later. You know what I'm saying? 18 years later, we're right here. You know, yes, it could happen again, and it did happen again. You know.
Hey, Colin, let me read some of these super chats. Soul of our ancestors, we need to give them everything back that they've given us. Their culture, language, religion, and thought process. And then let me read another super chat. Hold on one second. Shout out to Christy for the super chat. Thank you so much. Eshegono. They all fear that we will give them what they think they deserve. They feel that we thrive in any way will come for them. We need to understand that. That's why they support these motorist cops.
Well, I didn't understand that thing. So what exactly? Okay, let me read this. Okay, we'll get there. Okay, yeah, that's the underlying thing. They do fear that one day we're gonna get revenge on them and everything, but the way we're going about it, right, is not the right way. You cannot bite the hand that feeds you. I don't know if anybody ever explained that to a lot of people. You cannot bite the hand that feeds you. You know, if someone's feeding you, if someone's clothing you, they're giving you health care, right? They give you all those things and everything like that, and you don't basically control the context of your reality and everything. There's no way you can fight it. You know, can your cat fight against you? No. Can your child fight against you? No. Why? Because he's in your house. You control everything. We don't control our context of our reality in America, right? We don't even control how we view each other, you know? How we view each other comes through their media, you know? They've chosen what part of history that they want to talk about, you know? We don't basically control the context of our reality. We are in captivity. You know what I'm saying? A captive being cannot lash out at his masters. You have to first say, okay, you know something? How do we get out of captivity? Well, how do we get in captivity? We were basically stolen from our motherland and we were brought here in chains, right? Now, if you don't believe that, then you lost already. So basically, how do you reverse that is basically people think we're crazy. We're saying this, Diane, right? The only way is to say you want out of America altogether. Now, if you believe the white man's Thanos, you'll say we might as well just stay here because the white man's everywhere. You know, if we're gonna go to Mars, man, you'll say the white man's up there oppressing the Martians. You know, the white man's gonna show up there in spacesuits and start oppressing the Martians and whatnot. You know, you can't go nowhere in the universe without the white man. You know, that's a slave mentality. You know what I'm saying? It's basically this back and forth with the white man. And I say, okay, what's the end game? You know, what's the end game? What's your end game? Other than basically crying, talking about racism, white supremacy, and we're oppressed, we're tired of shit and everything like that. What is the end game? What do you see as victory? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Colin, what are you talking about, man? You know what I'm saying? I got it all Giants. I got all week. Colin, man, I thought you'd be in the forefront of telling them to get out there. No, I'm not attaching my name to this shit, you know? You know, when you see Colin says this is a revolution, right? You're gonna know it's a real revolution. You know, it's something real. You know, I don't go by these emotionally driven, social media driven nonsense and everything like that. You know, so the bottom line is this: we are living in a situation. We're living in a situation in America where we're behind enemy lines. You know, and like I said, let me say this again: I'm not telling nobody not to protest or that. I want the protests to keep up. You know, all I'm saying is this though. When it starts getting into violence and everything like that, and you got white kids out there rioting, when those white kids going back to their rich homes, not only that, Antifa, do you know, Diane, are coming from upper middle class houses. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
What the hell they got in common with you? You know, these people got trust funds and everything, and there's basically all these oh, the world's these ideas. These people are dangerous. I've been around these type of people before. I know their ideology. And there's this other myth that goes around that people think that people think that white people are this law-abiding people and stuff like that, you know, and that black people are just people in your control. I know for a fact, growing up in New York, right, I used to see white communities, right, in just utter failure and chaos, right? But when I went back to my communities in Jamaica, Queens, I seen the most orderly black communities of any communities that you will ever see. My vision of white communities was broken homes, drunken fathers, all kinds of stuff, incest and all kinds of stuff, teen pregnancy, all stuff like that. I seen dysfunction in white people that I did not see in black people. But the narrative is right away is they're going to talk about, see, because of this statistic right here, the number of black people in jail, the number of all this freaking nonsense, you know, black men abandon their children, black men do this, black men don't got no job, black men don't have no wealth, they have nothing like that. Sisters need to explore their options and whatnot. One out of 5 black men are on the DL and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? 1 out of 5 men are in prison. All this freaking nonsense they keep throwing at us and everything. And so to finally is breaking people down to the point where we don't know who the hell we are anymore. You know, all this misinformation about black men and black America and everything. We're not a functional people. And that's what you see right now. The dysfunction of black America, all the failure. Our relationships have failed. The marriages have failed and whatnot. The respect for adults has failed. You know what I'm saying? Respect for elders. All these things are failing in black America. And that's why we have these problems. That's what the anger is all about. And the police, on top of that, right? You got a cop that says, you know, this is how you feel, right? You ain't shit. This guy ain't shit. I could take his life and we're not right in front of you. You can't do anything about it, right? That's what the anger is all about. It was basically, we were just reacting to what we see all the time, just a devaluation of black life and a devaluation of who we are as our humanity and everything. At some point, like I said, this younger generation just say, yo, look, I've had enough. You know, and they take it to the streets. Some of them are getting violent and everything like that, rightfully so and everything like that. They're getting violent, they get angry and stuff like that, frustrated and everything. That needs to happen because you cannot basically let white America off the hook time and time again and saying, you know something, you know, okay, we're going to work on it, this and the other thing. White people need to see that there's a side of black America that's capable. But I just want it to be a real black revolt. Not this friggin' stuff that you see now, you know? It's too early in the game. First of all, if there was demonstrations for like a month, right? Sit-ins, protests, and everything like that, that would have been a buildup. Right away, not even 4 days, and they're already crushing it because they escalated and exaggerated the violence level. So now they're bringing the National Guard and federal troops in to crush it before it even started.
Right.
You know, so before it even started, it's going to be crushed. And that was a success. You had something. You had momentum. Momentum was on your side. Public opinion side. 90% of white people say, yes, that was cruel. That was the last straw. You know what I'm saying? We had Arbery, all the stuff like that. Everybody knows something was going wrong.
No. I think they said that they're not gonna. Well, the cop's been arrested. Well, hold on. See, I'm confused. So the cop was arrested, but then somebody else was. Then there was another attorney or district attorney saying that they don't think they want to. There's not enough.
Same district attorney. What happened was, he said right after the tape came out, he said, "Well, we don't see enough evidence to make an arrest." That's what sparked the protests.
Right.
You know, he said after viewing the tape, people were like, "Are you kidding me?" You know, "Are you kidding me?" And that's what started the whole thing. He said, "We weren't gonna. Well, I don't think there's enough evidence, right?" And that office right there, that's the same prosecutor, right, who basically let the Fernando Castillo situation go, you know? So this was something that was building up for a while in Minneapolis, you know? And what gets me is the reason why it didn't explode too, because you got to say something. When you live in like liberal cities and everything.
Let me just super chat real quick. You'll be fine. I mean, this whole, if I'm light skinned in Africa, they'll treat me differently. I don't know where this nonsense. I don't know where this nonsense comes from.
I seen this chick before, beige Negroes. So stop with that colorist stuff, you know. Stop with that nonsense and whatnot. We don't need that nonsense and whatnot, you know. You want to bring attention that you're biased. It's another thing. This is another problem, right?
Yeah. Well, hold on,
Black
but
people can't
I don't
get
understand
over
where that
this
like.
stupid colorist, this
Yeah,
colorism,
I don't.
this
Yeah, I don't
nonsense,
know.
everything. We're not a people. This is what I'm
I just
talking
I
about.
don't. Hold on one second. And no, and everyone, thank you for super chatting. Like, share, subscribe again. I don't know where this colorism that if they think I'm light skinned, they're gonna treat me worse. I don't know where that comes from.
I have no idea.
Yeah, and then Christy, seeing this man die slowly in front of the whole world really messed me up emotionally. I just don't understand how a person can possess so much hate. I'm just tired.
He said he can't. He's talking about the police. Is he an African immigrant? Was that guy an African immigrant?
Who?
The guy just made that comment.
Yeah, I think Christie's Yoruba, I believe. Christy, you're Yoruba,
Yeah,
right?
see,
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. A lot of Africans are not really conditioned. They think it's just simple as hatred. It's not that. It's a basic devalue of African life. You understand something. Unlike the Native Americans, when the Europeans came in there, they made it with the Native Americans. They married, intermarried with Native Americans, everything. The Black African was brought over here as chattel. You know what I'm saying? Our humanity wasn't recognized. We were stripped naked. You know what I'm saying? And the laws, everything like that, our humanity wasn't recognized, right? So out of all the groups of people that resided in the United States of America, the African male and African woman was on the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Was basically on the bottom of the thing. He had no rights as a human being. And that basically almost like we're subhuman. And what's sad part about it is instead of the black people that continue this relationship with white people, and you see it in the way we're degraded in the sex industry and stuff like that, and all this kind of nonsense and everything, and the way the black women are misogynized and everything, fetishized and everything, so they don't respect us as human beings, as equal human beings, and so therefore that's what the problem is. And a lot of Africans who come from that culture, right? They think it's basically just, oh yeah, black and white. No, it's not just that. It's America. That's the problem. America has never really overcome slavery. This culture that produced slavery, right, still is in America. You saw that with the Central Park case with that lady, right? I'm gonna call her white man. Why? Because she's white, and you feel it the most. I'm gonna tell you right now. Do you know where you feel the most degraded? Right there in Manhattan. For some strange reason, out of all the places you go to in America, the world, to me, the place you feel the least valued, right, is right there in Manhattan. That's the seat of the white man's economic power for 400 years, and so therefore, Manhattan. When you see white people, they're basically part of enfranchisement, right? Their white skin enfranchise them with a power structure. You could be a white garbage man. You could be you're part of white power structure. That's why the white community in New York was like, oh, the white community in New York went out. Well, you got rich whites, right? Upper West Side Manhattan, and you got friggin' blue collar whites in Bensonhurst, right? But they're all united. They're white. Black people, no matter what your income level is, you're still black. You're not part of the European American experience, and you really feel that when you live in New York City. You really feel that in New York City, and so therefore you feel the most devalued, right? Because the bottom line is this: white, no matter what you could be white trash, right? You could be a black man on Wall Street or not. The bottom line. You ever see that movie Jungle Fever? That was a perfect example of that. You basically, when you're a black man, it does not matter, especially when you live in New York. So we can't. So like I said, a lot of Africans don't understand this, right? They just want people to love each other and stuff like that and everything like that. And we can't accommodate people just to make other people happy. There's tensions between African American slave descendants, right, and white America. There's tensions there. Is that tensions ever going to go away and build whatever like that? I don't think so, right? I don't think so. Now we got African immigrants coming in saying, oh man, I like this America, but the whole thing is this: America makes you choose sides. You basically go with the black side because there's no more, okay, this melting pot, multicultural and all stuff like that. They see you first by your phenotype. You're black. And you're black and you're African descent, and that's the way you're going to be treated accordingly, and that's just the way it is. That's America. anything that brother George Floyd could be any black man thing. So I'm crazy to say. So that's
Hey,
that's
let's take a couple calls, guys. If you
go ahead.
if you wanna call in, yeah, because like I said, I live near downtown, and I was in the area, and they got military Humvees all over the place, you know. So, guys, let's see here. Send me an email if you want to call in. Send me an email.
Yeah, we got a live chat room tonight, so somebody want to
Yeah.
call.
You guys, make sure you like and subscribe. Also, too, if you're watching this, I need you to go to dynastamir.com. Go to dynastamir.com. All right, check out the site. I need you to subscribe to the email list. Okay, so if you guys want to call in, that's the email. Go ahead and no, I didn't. I'm like I said, I didn't even want to. So to be honest with you guys, I didn't even want to talk about this topic.
Right.
But my mentor, my brother Fitzgerald Stevens, asked me to. But I just it's enough. It's going to continue to happen, for
Yeah, and
another.
also, like I said, what I wanted to do was head this off, right? Because I'm like this. Okay, I'm not one of these starry because I know give it another week. You know what I'm saying? Then when black people start turning on each other, right? That's all it all leads to. Black people having it's an excuse to attack other black people. You attack Killer Mike, now you're attacking Obama and who else? Whoever else you may say. Let's let cooler heads prevail. Let's sit around and talk about this. Let's find out what's going on. You just start attacking them, right? Why? Because no one's serious about really doing anything. No one's serious about any end game. It's just an excuse to act wild and act out and act stupid, and you're ruining the memory of brother George Floyd and all the people that died from police brutality because you're going to miss the ball. It's another generation will slip by. But what you guys do? Well, no. So, geez, you guys, this organization broke up over this. This person broke up over this because of this. Why? Because all black people want to do is fight with each other. That's all we want to do. Any excuse to attack Brother Dynast, Kyle Genesis, or whoever else that says, okay, let's talk about this rationally. No one's saying that we're all angry.
Right.
And to think that someone will say, "Oh, Kyle, look, that broke my heart when I seen that brother, right? So, but I can't breathe and whatnot, and he died. I literally I saw his soul leave his body. I saw him die, man. That basically broke me down. You know what I'm saying? So we want justice for that brother. The main thing is get justice for him, right? Get justice for his family. Take care of his family. Stop thinking about yourself for a second, right? And we want basically, and then I'll say, well, let's talk about going forward. What I have not heard from anybody, right? Because there's no leadership in this, right?
Right.
What do you want to change as far as like a thing? Let me say this right now, right? Let me say this right now. You're still gonna be black at the end of the day.
Right.
You're still gonna be black in America. America's racism and your pecking order of American social status is not going to change. So let's get that off the thing. So you're not going to, let's burn America down because, like, no, you're stuck in this for the long haul. This is what you chose. So that being said, right? That being said, you're not gonna change America. Your social status is not gonna thing. White people are not gonna see any value in you anytime soon and everything. So now, what is the goal? So you say, well, Carl, you mean to tell me no matter what, I'm still gonna be black and no matter what, everything, I'm still gonna be look at. Yes, that's what it is. That's what the civil rights generation and all these people decided for us. That's what your friend Black American on YouTube.
But you know who's quiet? Where's the we are the indigenous Moors, and we're gonna take the case of the UN. We're gonna take the case of the UN.
All that freaking
When do y'all going to the UN? Like, when's this UN?
Just like all the herbalists, all the dusty herbalists were quiet on COVID-19.
Uh-huh.
When it comes down to it, man, the dusty Negroes and whatnot with their dusty, yeah, we're gonna take our case to the UN and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? This is our land. And what happened to you're gonna make the white man give you back Phil Valentine. We're gonna give it back us our land. So Phil Valentine looking at Manhattan and his private estate and whatnot, because he's an indigenous mole, from Turtle Island, This is what you have leading you. You know what I'm saying? This is what you have leading you. All this freaking nonsense and foolishness. People who don't want to be black, right? Who hate the blackness in them, hate their African roots, can't even stand up for who they are as they First of all, before you fight anybody, right, you got to know who your enemy are. And first, before you know enemy, you got to know who you are. If I talk to 10 black people, I got 10 different answers. Well, what are you? Well, I'm from the tribe of Shabazz. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm a Hebrew Israelite, you know? I'm saying you guys look like twins, you know? I'm from I'm Native American more, you know what I'm saying? You know, and you got people seriously really believing this stuff. So you can't, and then let's say, okay, what's up? We're in reparations. I thought you said you're indigenous. Well, you know, the white man enslaved some of us and whatnot. This, that, thing. We were already here, but they can't. So how do you, if you're already here, you're the master of the land, and they only take people, the ones of you that look like you're from Africa, and put you on a plantation? Yeah, we got people that had nappy hair, stuff like that, and darker skin. They were the ones that ended up in slavery, but you know, the copper colored ones, we were free and we did our own thing and whatnot. All this kind of freaking foolishness and nonsense is making black people crazy. All this nonsense and everything. It's got to be a time, right? The first thing you knew Black America needs to do is start cleaning the house. It's time to stop playing games with these charlatans and all these other foolish fools online. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I got a funny feeling they're on their way out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm helping pushing that, you know? The bottom line is this, you know, people are so afraid of this Pan-African movement. They're saying, well, geez, you know, Dynast Amir is saying, yo, you haven't got an Africa plan and all stuff like that. These people are scared. Now, I thought you guys said we were stupid. You said this was dumb and this is not going to happen. So why are they so scared? You know, why are they so scared? And then they said, well, no, I don't see none of them going to Africa. Well, what about the brother that's doing Black Acres in Gambia? That brother's doing 60-something acres of farmland, building housing estates, factories, and everything in Gambia. You know what I'm saying? I got several people in my group that's on the continent doing things. They don't want to talk about Black success. All they're saying, it's a mental thing. They're saying no matter how much hell the white man gives to you, you can't even think about something else. That's the first thing. If you're saying, well, you know something, I got a plan 10 years. I'm going to be living here. I'm going to have investments here. I'm going to be globetrotting. I'm going to have a house on the continent. I'm going to have a house in the Caribbean. I'm going to go here, there, and everything like that. I got a passport. I'm going, everything like that, you know. And I'm plugging into global networks and everything. And then, so therefore, you basically know that you have an exit plan and a game plan, an end game, someplace outside of America. The white people treat you like you have no place to go. That's why they treat us like that. Mm-hmm. They treat you like you have no place to go. And that's what it is. If someone's living in your house, living on you, eating your food and whatnot, you know, they're going to, and he's dependent on you and everything, you're going to treat him a certain way. And that's what we have in America. White people don't have to treat us any kind of way because they know you ain't got anything, no place to go. That's why when they come up to you and they talk to you, they act like they're presumptive about you. They already know you. They think they got you figured out and everything like that. And so they're basically imposing, overbearing over you and everything. And so they feel like, oh, you ain't nothing, you know? There's nothing of value that you have like that. Now, when you start saying, oh, yeah, well, you know, yeah, I'm part of this Pan-African movement, the BAIO, we're doing this over here and all that. I'm part of Search for Uhuru. We're doing, well, what are you doing? Oh, what's going on? Can we be a part of it? No, it's a black thing, you know. Oh, we're not a part of it. We can't be this. No, this is what I'm talking about. I don't buy this. Okay, whites and blacks joining hands to talk about freaking police brutality. You got whites and blacks. Now, I don't buy that stuff. When it comes down to it, whatnot, you know, if your ancestors didn't go through what my ancestors went through and whatnot. You stay on your side, I stay on my side. We can collaborate on things here and there and everything, but we're not together. The police, you benefit from the oppression of my people. So how the hell are you going to be telling me in all seriousness you're fighting with me? White people benefit from it just by being white. You could be a thief. I knew some of them. You could be a thief. You could be any kind of anything, right? But you go in there and present yourself a certain way and whatnot. Not only do you get royal treatment from your own people, but you get royal treatment from black people. It's a privilege. So why would anybody in their sane mind think that these people want to give that shit up? That's not going to happen. You know? Yeah, we're taking calls.
I just hit the link out to Hold on one second. I just sent the link out to Karen. Karen, I sent you the link. Click on the link. Come hop in. If you guys want to call in and talk to Kala, Mark, I just sent you the link. You got to click on the link. If you guys want to call in, we'll take 2 calls, a couple calls, and then we'll start closing out. So if you want to call in,
where's Luke Major at?
I don't know. Lou was on. Lou hopped on Thursday. Me and Lou was on with me on Thursday.
I watched a bit of that. You know.
Yeah.
Good.
You know what's funny? Where's Bill and Melinda Gates at? They're so worried about Africans in Africa. Why they ain't worried about
They're so worried about the environment and whatnot. And that's another thing we're sick and tired of. People don't understand something, right? When people start talking about climate change, people don't even know research the long history. You got black people in the chat room. Remember last week I made a comment, I mocked that shit. You're on our planet, man. Climate change. You know, some people in the comment section like Colin. I like you, Colin, but I disagree with Colin. People don't even know the history of the climate change is rooted in racism. Al Gore and all these other people. It's rooted in the population. The idea that Malthusian, that the world's overpopulated. And so, therefore, basically, when they say we got to reduce human population as a burden on, who do you think they're talking about? They're talking about Africa. You know what I'm saying? They had the World Population Conference in Cairo, Egypt in 1994. I remember that, right? The whole idea, people thought, the Africans thought they were going to talk about development and stuff like that. Only thing they wanted to talk about was Norplant, you know, and all these birth control methods and everything. And so they went around Africa and planting African women with all kinds of birth plants and stuff like that to stop birth rates and everything. And people are like, well, wait a minute here. What's going on here? We thought we were going to talk about development. If they were cared about the planet, right, they weren't interested in permaculture because at the time, Libya was drilling for water under the desert. They thought he was doing some spider. Libya literally found billions of gallons of water under the Libyan desert, right? And brought it up and greened whole sections of the thing, you know? That technology was out there, right? They didn't want anything to do with that. There's technology on the books that I was studying at the time in 94, 95 that could divert water from the Congo River basin, right? To the Sahara through pipelines and canals and everything and green the Sahara, right? That will stop the desert erosion, stop the Kalahari, right? They're not interested in that. Permaculture, right? Planting whole trees, what the state of Israel did, planting like 4 billion trees and greening the half desert. They're not interested in that. They're not interested in any of that. The only thing they want to talk about is reducing population. They don't want to talk about that. Smart cities, new sustainable smart cities. They don't want to talk about that. All they want to talk about is reducing population, and the population you want to reduce is black people. So it's rooted in racism.
All right, go ahead, Marque. Unmute yourself. Marque, unmute yourself. Marque, you got to unmute yourself. Marque, unmute yourself.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Go ahead.
Hi, all. Can you hear me?
Marque, you got to unmute yourself. Hey, Marque, you got
I did.
You got to turn off the playback.
Okay. Okay. I did.
You got to turn off the playback.
Okay. Is that good? Can you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, but I can't hear you.
Let me go out and come back in.
Can you hear me?
Marque, you got to unmute yourself.
I did.
You got to turn off the playback.
Okay. I did.
You got to turn off the playback.
Okay. Is that good? Can you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, go ahead. You got the video in the background. All right, Mike. Olawale. Ekabo.
Is that my guy, Mike?
Yeah, Mike. Come on, Mike.
Oh, Lord. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Guys, when you call in, make sure the playback that you have on, you completely cut that off because it causes an echo. Mike, let's roll. You're on the hot seat. Everyone, again, hit that like button, share and subscribe. Go to dynastymir.com. Also, donate to the church. Cash App is in. Guys, I got a lot coming. Go buy the book. I'm sorry. Go to Amazon and go buy the book, okay? Sales Motivation 101. Get off your ass and cold call. Go to Amazon and buy the book, family.
Right.
All right. Sales Motivation 101. Yeah, she's still, yeah. All right, go ahead. Mike, well, here goes Mike right here.
That technology was out there, right?
Hey, Dynasty.
Mike, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Mike, you got to turn off the YouTube playback, brother.
Really? I already turned it off, man. But can you hear me, though?
We hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. I just want to make a couple of points, man. One is this. They say that if you kill a dog, you give it a bad name, right? Okay. Now, another thing is this. Life, when you point a finger one direction, always then there's another finger pointing back at you. So you always got to look at both. So here's the deal, man.
Mike, your connection's going in and out. You're going in and out, brother. You got that Metro PCS too.
My bad, man. Can you hear me now?
It's like fuzzy.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. We'll try it. Go ahead.
Hello. You know what? I think I know why. Call back. Let me call right back.
Okay. All right. Marie Michelle. Hold on. Get you out of here. All right, Marie Michelle. Please, we can't go 0 for 3. All right, we can't go 0 for 3, Marie. All right, I sent the link, Marie. We can't go 0 for 3. Now, just come in here just smoothly, okay? No echo, no playback in the background. Like, just come on in smoothly, Marie. I sent you the link. Shout out to everybody. We got 300 people in the chat room. Yeah. Now, because it's StreamYard, I can't see the number of likes. Guys, hit that like button. I mean, if you're not super chat, see, it's just hard to get y'all to even hit the like button or share or subscribe.
We're at 107 likes.
Okay, so we have 300 people watching, only 107 likes. Y'all trifling. Y'all are trifling. Hit the like button.
At least like. Come on, folks.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Free like. Hit the like button, please. We got 298 people watching.
We're at 305. We're at 305 watching. What you call where's the person at? You know, it's not hard. All you do is click on the thing.
Oh, okay, here we go. Let's try it again. Miss Marquez, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh,
okay, we're good to go. Go ahead.
Okay, so all right. So I wanted to say this. I think we have a fundamental misunderstanding about what this racism is about, right? We think it's about slavery. We think it's about all of these other things. But I think we do ourselves a disservice when we don't really look at world history. Everywhere these people have gone, they have genocided or they've completely crushed the people that were there before them. This is what this is about. We are the last group standing. And if we don't understand that, there's no living in peace. There's no living with them. There's no coinciding with them peacefully. We have to leave. And all these people who want to sit here and fight, they are playing a losing game. You've got the liberal racists who want to do a slow genocide, and you've got the rabid racists who want an all-out race war. There's nothing in between. The liberals, you can go through our history. You look at what happened at the end of Reconstruction. They sold us out when it became hard and inconvenient for them. And that's what's going on right now. We are living at the end of the second Reconstruction, and I advise everybody to go and study what happened then. Mm-hmm. We are going to be looking at another 100 years of apartheid, because that's what we went through with segregation. Will be another 100 years of that if we don't wise up and think about having an exit strategy. Because right now, with the intermarriage, with the interracial marriage, with LGBT agenda, with the stealing of our resources, there is nowhere to go. And we have nobody standing up for us. We leave or we die. And that's exactly where we are right now.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question, sister. So you're not buying this nonsense about, oh yeah, people are rising up and all, and whites and blacks joining hands to break a couple of windows and everything like that. So you're not buying all this stuff?
I think it's more complicated. I think what you have, if you look at white people's history, in color, what you were saying earlier was so on point, but just I want to tweak it just a little bit. That white people are chaotic forces. Their very nature is destruction. If you look at their history prior to them interacting with us, they destroy themselves when we're not around, right?
Yeah.
When they're focused on
the West.
Exactly,
the
right?
Wild West. Yeah.
Yes, the Wild West. And even if you look at you can read it in their literature. You look at Dickens, you look at all of these people who talked about Europe before they had imperialism, right? They were starving. They literally left because they were starving and killing each other. Yes. They were killing each other. They were eating each other. I mean, all manner of madness. And I'm not making it, you can read this in their own literature, right? So I think what's happening is there's a constant sort of bend towards chaos with them. And we're the only thing, when they're focused on us, they're not focused on destroying each other, right? So what's going on now is you've got Antifa and all of these people on the left that want to burn this thing down, the anarchists, right? They're taking this opportunity where the white supremacists are focused on us because they've been planning a race war on us for the last 40 years. They think it's their moment to plan this war on us, the race soldiers. And on the other side, Antifa wants to burn this whole thing down. The anarchists want to burn this whole thing down. And they're using us, right? To decide what it is that they want to do. And I think it's deeper than us. We're not joining hands. They don't ever join hands with us. I have done anti-racism work for the last 20 years in higher education, right? And I finally, over 5 years ago, I was done with this because I realized that they will hire you as a consultant to come in and do all of this work and all of this training. And then in the end, they never live up to their practices. It is another box for them to check off because they're obligated to do it. But
America status quo, check the box.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. So all this is about is this is what they have to do in the moment. But in the end, they're going to go back to their history with us. This is a reprieve. We've been living the last 40 years in the reprieve. But if you look at our 500-year history with them, domination is what they do. And they are ending the reprieve. And if we don't get smart, we are going to find ourselves crushed.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, sister. What window? I mean, people are like, we got to get prepared. Like, what window do we have, if you could put your finger on it, as far as the number of years that we have to just really get established on the continent? Like, what window do you think we have?
I think it really depends on what happens with this election, right? So I honestly do think our voting is a waste of time in a lot of ways, right? I don't think we vote in order to get anything because these people aren't going to get
We vote by emotions. Right?
We do, but we're not going to get anything from voting other than we pick the slow moving genocide versus the people who want to do it now, right? And that's the only benefit we have, because if we pick the liberals, right, they're going to take a little longer to get to us, right? But if we pick these other guys, I'm thinking, you know what? They're going to put in martial law. And that's what the part of this is about also. And then there's a great possibility that they're going to stop our movement. And I think that we have a very short window if Trump gets back in office again for us to get up and get out of here. Yeah. And when
they already blocked passports. I'm waiting for my passport in the mail, and they told me that right now the Department of State Department, whatever, give a passport. They said the building's closed, no one's there, so we can't process your passport. I thought I was in the clear. They said they stopped issuing passports, so I paid for it and everything. I'm waiting for my passport to come back so I can get the hell out of here. They said, well, they're not processing passports right now. So the bottom line, they can shut down your passport, stop you from visas and all stuff like that, And it's funny how when black people have this year of return, this successful year of return, and people talk about black people, black America, this is something revolutionary. Black America being influencers on the African continent. That wasn't part of the plan, We got people with our social media. Something like I was brought to my attention. A lot of Africans don't have the social media because they don't have the bandwidth speed. I don't know.
No. I disagree, Carla. Listen, every African has a cell phone and a Facebook page.
But what I'm saying is, why is it that like I said, can they do? They could download data, right? Could they do platforms like this?
Well, see, that's the thing, Carla. So they have the data. They can afford the data to surf the web. But as far as uploading and platforms like this, that because the data is so expensive, because you got to
that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
That stuff that influences Africa, right, is coming from us, the West, and we have a lot of influence on what's going on in Zambia, because they're listening to Zambia right now is having a revolution. Why? Because they're listening to shows like mine, yours, Dynast, everything like that, and they say, yeah, well, we're getting screwed here, and yours too. Oh, I got to get to your show, Dynast. Send me a link to the sister show. I want to listen to, But the bottom line is this: all of us that's on social media, they're listening to, and they're basically saying, you know something, you're right. Warden Maya and all these other people and everything like that, so people are listening. African continent is listening, and what they're doing is they're putting pressure on their supposed elected leaders. Like right now, they're kicking the Chinese out of Lusaka. Lusaka looks like freaking Chinatown. They got every sign is written in Chinese. Chinese owning businesses and everything. One Chinese guy told a Zambian he's a foreigner. We don't want foreigners in his own country.
Right. Yep. And I think that there is a moment of chaos between them that we need to take advantage of, because once one of these sides after this election, it's going to be a different day.
Yeah. We got to keep doing what we're doing. And what I like about this is the Pan-African movement, except for this flight travel thing and everything, hasn't really slowed down. It's growing. Every time I look around, it's growing,
I'm getting emails. Listen, Carl, I'm getting emails now every day almost. Like, in fact, not almost. I'm getting emails every day. Dynast, man. I'm interested in Africa now, man. I wasn't getting that.
So Dynast, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Is your friend Black American with 200 views on his video? 200 views on that? Did he slow you down any, Dynast, man?
No, not at all.
He did a whole video. He was walking around.
Here we go. Hold on. I just got an email. I have been following your journey, and I am ready to return to repatriate if possible, buy land, help, and start a business. I just got this while we're online.
Oh, check this out. Somebody named Mabuyu Sifana says, watching from Zambia, thumbs up. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And that person's going to go out there and spread the message of what we're saying here, that we're all in this together. This is a revolution. It's an African revolution. We're all in together when we're listening from all over the continent. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get Africa's bandwidth up. We're going to get them bros out there. We're not English-speaking Africa. We should be dominating, and hopefully penetrate Portuguese Africa and then French Africa too and everything. But the bottom line, we'll start with English Africa. They listen to our stuff. They listen to our media and everything. And we're changing policy.
Yep, it's happening. And I'm going to say one thing, and then I'm going to get off. I think just to thank you guys for having these platforms. I think it's so important. It's really changing people. Recently, I had, my father, bougie Black man, right? Didn't want nothing to do with Africa a couple of years ago. And I'm planning to move in 6 months. And he is talking to me about, me setting up a place there just in case. Right. Yeah. So I'm seeing this changing people. They're watching what's happening in the world, and they know these people have no good intention towards us.
Just in case. Israel, just in case.
Exactly.
Just in case.
Yep. So, brothers, I just want to say thank you for doing what you're doing. Please keep doing what you're doing, and I'll go back to the chat.
Thank you. Sister.
All right, appreciate it, sister. Thank you. All right. Hold on 1 second. Dang, what am I doing? Oh, my bad. Kala, my bad, Kala.
Okay, no problem.
My bad. But Mimi, Marie, come back on. I was going to put you on, Marie. Okay. Well, Marie, if you want to come back on, let me know. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, Dynast, can you hear me now?
That's a little bit better. Go ahead.
Okay. You guys just talk about passport. That is, I think you're not lucky, man. You guys talk about it. They shut down they no longer issuing passports, right?
Right.
You're not lucky, man. We got 2 passports,
But see, this is the thing. I've been telling people, go and establish the relationship on the continent since 2012. And the thing is, like, what can you lose? I mean, what can you lose? You go, you establish the relationships is absolutely beautiful. Like, what can you lose? And then people just think I'm crazy. Like, when the first time I went to Africa in 2011, people thought I was sick and wanted to commit me to a mental hospital. Like, they thought I was nuts. And now I'm just telling you, the last we'll be the last ones laughing. Is that how you say it? The same color?
Yeah. So who will laugh last best?
I mean, and I don't want to rub that in, but it's just like, and I'm not trying to be disingenuous, but I'm just saying, like, what do you have to lose? Like, just go visit. Like, okay, Mike, literally, like maybe, and Marie, I'm gonna get you on soon, Marie. Just give me Mike 10 minutes, Marie. I see you, Marie. I see you waiting. 10 minutes, Marie. All right, so like literally, people like, oh, Diners, man, tickets to Africa, $2,000. They $2,000. I said, I can't go. So listen, 2018, I believe it was. It was 2018 or 2017. I think it was 2018. Mike, I'm sorry, it was 2017. They had round trip tickets, right? Or 2018. They had round trip tickets from Newark, New Jersey to Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire for $350 round trip. I posted it. The excuse can't be the excuse went from it's too expensive to man, how long that flight, dog? How long? Oh, 10 hours? Oh man, I can't be in the air that long. I can't be in the air that long. You know, so it's just like these cats just, you know, they hate America, but they love America.
They hate
like,
love America.
Diners.
I'm just like, dude, bro, like
Diners.
You can't buy something. You can't buy a freaking timeshare villa that you can vacation, invest in Ghana or Nigeria or whatever like that to get away. Everybody should have that. Every family and all that. Let me say something, Mike, before you go. Our culture has to basically respond to that, right? Right now, there's lots of people going to the continent, right? But anytime you deal with black movies, where do they go to? The Caribbean, you know, they go to the Caribbean or whatever like that. There hasn't been any real, basically, Africa has not been integrated into our culture, right? Even though there's, I remember in the movie, what's it called? Deliver Us from Eva. Remember the one part, LL Cool J said, "Yeah, we're doing business with bros from Africa over there." You know, I thought that back then that was revolutionary, right? That was back in the early 2000s. You know, Deliver Us from Eva with Gabrielle Union, LL Cool J, and whatnot. And I said that was revolutionary. I said, "Yeah, we're doing business. We got a contract with some bros in Africa. We're shipping meat back and forth." And that sparked. I said, "Wow, man!" I said, "Wow, this is what I'm talking about, right?" But we haven't followed that up with any like that, because the bottom line is we're Negroes in American entertainment. You know, we're Negroes. You know, that's our role. We're Negroes. Pan-African doesn't exist in American entertainment except for the Black Panther. Go ahead, Mike, brother. I'm sorry to cut you off, bro.
Diners. You know, most Americans I know, I'm talking about especially Hispanics and Caribbeans, even some white people, they have at least 2 passports. A lot of my Mexican friends have Mexican passports and American passports. Some of them will have some of them where their mom is either Mexican, their dad is Colombian, and they were born in America. They automatically citizens of Colombia and Mexico, so they will have 3 passports. Even a lot of I got white friend that has European or Italian passport and American passport. So people understand the benefit of having more than 1 passport. You know, in case just like she was talking about right now. You know, all Africans I know in Caribbean, they have 2 passports, even born here. Africans, Nigerians, once they're children, most of us make sure our kids that were born here, they have American passport and Nigerian passports. You know, everybody have at least 2 passports, except most. I've never met you're the first Black American I know that has 2 passports. You know, I don't know. Most of my Black American friends don't have a passport at all, and people that actually need passport the most are Black people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I always love when those people come, oh, this is excuses, you know, this and that and that. Personally, I don't care what anybody does. I don't beg anyone to go to Africa or anything like that. I just laugh at the stupidity there. Some people just don't know how to be strategic, you know. Just like you mentioned, what do you have to lose, you know? But some people are just foolish. So I don't personally.
And Mike, I know Dynasty asked a question. Well, but let me ask you, what do you think about Black people, the end game? What do you think about the riots and the protests? It's protests. There's 2 things: there's protests and there's riots. You know, tell me about what you think about both of them. What's your advice for Black America? This ought to be interesting.
let me tell you what I think. See, in life, I was going to make a point. In life, when you point finger one way, that's a finger pointing the other direction. And then another point is this: if you want to kill a dog, you have to give that dog a bad name, right? Now, here's what white people do that Black Americans don't know. White people hate Blacks by their nature. They're never gonna love you. That's one thing. Why is that? Because everybody knows that Black were genetically more superior, so they automatically will make that white person not like you. Now, the difference between the past, where a white man has a license to kill you, and the present is that they don't have their automatic license to just kill you. So they have to come up with a strategy to kill you. So what do? You have to find a way to, you have to find an excuse. So what do? You give a dog a bad name. So you kill that dog and say, oh, that dog's name is Satan. So why do you want Satan to be alive? You know? So what white America do is this. They give black people bad name. Now, they give black people globally bad name.
Yeah.
They portray blacks as, you know, criminal thugs and everything. They portray Africans as these people that carry AK-47 with very dangerous continents. They do it to all black people. Now, here's the difference with black America. They give you a bad name. And then they go among your people and use them to confirm that the name they're giving you is actually your name.
No, well, of course. You know what I'm saying? They use
What do I mean? Now, there's a difference. Listen, let me get the point across. Now, when you give a dog a bad name, a dog cannot talk. So a dog cannot say, hey, this name this person give me is not my name. But a human being, when somebody give you a bad name, you should speak up and say, that's not my name. But what's going on in black Americans is this. Like, we Africans, immigrants, will come here. We know white, when we get around people, yeah, they want to use stereotypes. Say, oh, you guys use AK-47, you guys are this, you guys are that. But the first thing an African would say is, no, that's not me. I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a this. People think we are bragging, but we're not bragging. We're just trying to tell them the negative name you see in your media, that's not my name. But unfortunately, in the black American society, you have people like the gangster rappers and all these guys actually confirming that what this white man is calling me, that's my name. I'm a thug, I'm a criminal, I'm a this and that and that and that. And
you know, Mike, add to your point. Like, so I was in Sierra Leone, right? And I was talking, I was in Sierra Leone and they were listening to a bunch of black American like trap music and shit. I'm like, why do y'all listen to this? And they just entertain me with like the music. I said, okay, now Sierra Leone, you guys just came out of a civil war like maybe 15 years ago, but longer than that, like maybe 20 years ago, something like that. I don't know. Civil war. Now imagine to this day, if the two two warring factions were out there making CDs of how they was shooting each other up in Freetown. How does that sound? Right. They look at like that's crazy.
The African community are not going to accept
going on in the black community in America.
The difference is, Dynast, right? The Africans will say no. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Thank you.
They will take the thug where no, you ain't gonna do this. And you know, rural Africa don't play.
Right.
Exactly.
Rural Nigeria, you'll disappear.
Right.
But here in America, oh, Colin, you gotta understand them. You gotta understand them.
Oh, here's my favorite. What are gonna be Malcolm X? They can be the next Malcolm X.
Yeah, remember how Malcolm X started, and then he went out to be this, but Malcolm X is 1 in a million. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to take my chances with these fucking fools. We don't have that sort of culture. We don't have an authority over black Americans. We're in captivity. We don't have reward and punishment. In Africa, at least you still have reward and punishment. You know what I'm saying? It may not be a whole lot of reward, but it's certainly a lot of punishment if you get out of line. And that gives a social, that preserves the order of things. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that in black America. Everybody's out for themselves. So that's why I said this collective, we were individuals all this time.
Individualism, that's the problem.
Everything like that. We're individuals. We don't work together. Suddenly, one police killing went out, and suddenly we're unified. Get the fuck out of here. Call me when we got some fucking real unity. You know what I'm saying? I know Negroes way too well. I know this too shall pass, and we're gonna go back to doing the same dumb nigga shit we've been doing all along.
That's the same. That's the same.
It might make your last statement, and I'm gonna let
Okay. There's a saying in warfare. They say before you go to war with your enemy, you got to go to war with yourself.
Yeah, know your enemy or yourself.
You know what I'm saying? So to answer your question, you asked me. That's what I was gonna give you the answer there. Before you guys go out and start going to war with white people, you got to go to war with the demon in your community. You have to go to war with yourself. Like I said, people in your community are being used to confirm that your name is thugs, your name is gangsters, your name is bad. So when a white man kills you, all white people have to say is, look, they're bad people. Look, they even said it. They confirmed. They tell you that they're bad. Look,
the white man in America got the world convinced for a long time.
Yeah,
black people in America are nothing but animals. They did
And
that with the
intelligent
Japanese.
African Americans
They
keep
did that
quiet.
in the Philippines. They did that in Somalia. Said these people, you don't want to be like them. They did that in Africa. You don't want to be like them. Whatnot. This and the other thing. So the white man, then he goes around talking about how we're all Americans, but he goes around the world and basically like that. And you know who broke that? Paul Robeson when he went to Russia. The Russian was like, yo, they saw when they met Paul Robeson, they're like, man, these people are great. The Russian people don't realize is there's African Americans that a community that lived in Russia, you know, to see the Red Revolution. You know what I'm saying? They came there, lived in rural Russia among the gypsies and everything like that, and got along just fine. They left America to live in Russia, you know, under Stalin, you know, because they don't say that Paul Robeson came there. They were like, yo, man, this guy is great. He sung the Volga Boatman, the most popular Russian song. You know, I love the Volga Boatman. I can sing it, you know. He sung the Volga Boatman. He said, man, these people are great. You know, these people are great. These people, he talked about the history, Old Man River on the river. And he was like, wow, these people got a story. They're nothing like what Hollywood portrays them, you know? So we have to step out and like that. The way we're being portrayed to the world is we're just nothing but animals. All we have to do is break shit. We have no thing. We're just a bunch of monkeys under control that need to be controlled. That's what the message is getting out there to the world.
And that's the battle. That's the main battle Black America need to focus on. That's the main war you need to go to. That's the war you need to fight first. The war of your reputation. Fight that war first. Just forget white people for now. Forget racism. Let's focus on ourselves. Let's get together. Most intelligent Black people need to get together and deal with our community first before we even can face the white man. The community is too weak.
There's three conflicts in man, right? One is man versus nature. Then man versus himself, and man versus man, right? We have to conquer nature. We're not in our environment. We can't conquer nature. But man versus himself is we got to find out who we are. We got to battle the inner nigger demons that's raging in our soul. Too many of us are niggers inside of our soul and whatnot, and we can't get rid of that nigger demon in us, right? Remember that in the Boondocks, that stink mice? Remember that? You know, when they did the seance, Uncle Ruckus did the seance. Remember that? No. You know, and Boondocks or not, he said the nigga will lie or not. You know, he goes things to get the nigga demon out of him, right? He goes, here's a job application, a whip. It was funny, but it's truth though. Yo, that nigga demon is in us, right? It's in Black people to be lazy, cowardly, foolish, childish, silly. You know, it's in all Black men and Black women.
That's what we need to go to war with first. That's what we need to go to war with. Before we go to war with the white man, we need to go.
Anything else. That's what I fight for first. That nigga shit.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Instead of going out there and going after the white man for doing, let's go after the demon in us, in the community first. Well, if we can deal with that, the community is going to be strong. And forget it.
The bottom line is this. When this all said and done, we're going to go back to gang banging.
Same shit.
Ruin, same
shit.
Same
thing after when Nipsey Hussle died. You know, it's
you'll come together for a little bit, and you're going to go back to the same damn shit, you know?
No,
so,
but Mike,
we got a real revolution.
But Mike, all right, thanks, man. Thanks, Daniels. Thank you, man.
No problem, brother. Odaro.
Obonija.
All right, Marie, go ahead. Close us out. Go ahead. We can't hear you.
You got a nice smile.
We can't hear you.
You got yourself on mute.
No, she's not on mute. But we can't hear you. No, we can't hear you. Let me read this super chat. My nonstop return flight from the Gambia to NYC was only 8 hours. It takes me longer to travel to the lower 48 from Alaska, especially traveling to Florida to visit family. Colin, have you ever heard of people complaining about the flight from America to anywhere in Europe as far as
they figure
that when it comes to Africa though, you know, that extra hour or two, they can't do it. Marie, we still can't hear you, sweetheart.
18-hour flight over to O'Hare to go to Japan. Fly over the Arctic. I'm scared of flying over Arctic because that's freezing. I think the plane's gonna freeze up and we die. You know what I'm saying? People will do that, but when a little simple trip over to the African continent, people are, you know what I'm saying? I can't do it, you know, Negroes. You know, if you could fly to Japan over the Arctic, off of Chicago or whatnot, you know, over the Arctic or whatnot, you could go to Africa, you know. Well, we can't hear the sister.
We can't hear you. Log off and try to come back in.
Yeah, log off and come back in.
Yeah, try to come back in. Yeah, but guys, thank you for joining, guys. Hit that like button. Also, make sure you share the content. But yeah, I've never heard somebody complain about the flight time to Europe. But for some reason, when it comes to Africa, the extra hour or two is just they just
I
can't do
can't wait
it.
to start flying. I can't wait to start flying. I'll be gone all the time, man.
Somebody said Chicago protesters are clowning hard right now.
What are they clowning about?
I mean, they're probably in the streets just acting crazy. Let's see, Chicago.
But we're supposed to co-sign that, Dynasty. We're supposed to put our
No, I'm not co-signing, bro.
Our reputation, everything we built over the years, over all this foolishness is gonna pass. No, I'm sorry. You ain't gonna get no co-sign out of me. Sorry. When black people get serious about doing shit the right way and whatnot, then I'll support that shit.
Hold on, let me show you. Hold on, let me show you this picture. Hold on, let me show you this picture. Hold on 1 second. Let me show you this picture. Hold on, let me show you this. Hold on, let me share the screen. I gotta show this guy. Let me show the screen.
Hey, you gonna show the pictures of the? I said.
Yeah, I'm gonna show this one too. Hold on 1 second. Come on, share screen. Come on, don't freeze on me. Chrome tab.
Oh, mine said my screen guard said it works better on Firefox. Chrome been crashing.
Now, I want you guys to see this. Now, who's that on top of the car protesting?
Looks like a gay guy.
I mean, but hold on. Let me blow the screen up. Hold on. Let me
guy.
hold on. Let me make the screen large. Hold on 1 second. All right, guys. Let me take this down. Hold on. All right. I want you guys to look at that real clear. Who was that on top of the car?
It's a white boy.
Yeah. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is this: how is this a black movement? That's what I'm trying to say. How is this a black movement? Come on. I mean, come on, folks. I was born at night, but not last night. Black movement. Oh, black people are rising up one night. We're rising up, Dynasty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hold on. There was another one. Hold on. Man, this thing is just okay. Now look at this. Who is this? Who is this?
That's what I'm saying.
Who is this? And look at his ankle. Look at his white leg and ankle right here.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, look at right here.
Look at the white guy back there, fat white guy back there.
Yeah.
What is this? Is this
okay? Oh my! I mean, look at this. I mean, Colin, come on, man.
I mean, I didn't know white people like this as much. Come on, Saying the bottom line is this: black people were being had. We're being friggin' played. We're being had. And I'm sorry, a lot of people ain't fucking thing.
I mean, come on, Colin, come on, man. Come on, look.
Now look at this guy, man, looking like Grizzly Adams and shit, man. The hell's Grizzly Adams with combat boots on, out there talking about Black Lives Matter? Come on, Brad and Karen are out there.
Colin, this can't be real, man. This can't be real.
Look at this guy. Look at these guys with their Antifa sign. I mean, yeah, but yeah, black people are rising up. You know what I'm saying? The media, our so-called liberal media, love us so much, is telling us that black people are rising up all over the place.
Okay, hold on. Here we go. I be Colin. Okay, Colin. Look at this. Now, who's behind is this?
Yeah, that's a white boy. That's a fat white ass.
Okay, Colin. Who's on the ground?
Skateboard. I told you the skateboard shit. These white boys that got nothing. They're called backpackers and travelers. They got nothing else to do but show up, sit around cyber cafes, sipping friggin'. I guess because Starbucks is shut down. You know what I'm saying? They got no place to go. Yeah, black people are getting played. We're getting freaking played big times. That's why I'm glad we got platforms like this.
Colin, come on.
Oh, come on. I mean, come on, man. Come on. Come the heck on. They're setting us up for a friggin' slaughter. That's all it is.
I mean, I can't. Yeah. Let me. All right, Marie, about to bring you on right now. All right, Marie. We still can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Your mic.
You're mute. Unmute yourself. Okay, go ahead. No. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Let's see. Milwaukee's governor said white nationalists have infiltrated the protest to cause chaos. But I mean, my thing is, I mean, the black protesters don't see that. Colin?
Yeah, like the black people just want to be loved, man. You know, you gotta understand something. White people, you know, you could be. Remember when Dylan Roof was thing. All the black people wanted was a hug. Remember
Right.
that? Dylan Roof.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
All we have to do is come down, give them some hugs and whatnot, tell how much we love them, and all stuff like that. And now all's forgiven. Yeah, that's all it really takes, you know. White people coming down. I haven't heard Malik Zulu Shabazz saying, "Oh wow, you know, yeah, it's good that the white leftists are out there too." What the fuck for? You know, I thought this was supposed to be about justice and us and everything like that. You know, come on. You know?
Marie, try to use another device. Yeah, try to use another device. Marie, you got earphones? There you go. Yeah, try to plug those in. Or Bluetooth. Okay, see if that works. Is that your daughter helping you out, Marie? The daughter with the save. Hold on. Guys, hit that like button, please. Please hit the like button. Everyone, thank you for the super chats. Thank you. Thank you for donating to the church. Thank you so much. No, we still can't hear you. We lost her.
Yeah, sad.
Okay.
Definitely want to hear what she had to say. Anybody else?
Yeah, let's take hold on. Let's see here. See what we got here in the email. Nappy Yankee. I might have seen the link right now.
I remember him.
Yeah. All right, Nappy Yankee. I just sent you the link. And you'll be the last one. But everyone, thank you so much for joining, and
Yeah, now you know Kyle's here on Saturday nights. You know, we know you got nothing, no place to go, nothing to do, nobody's clubbing.
Yeah.
You ain't got no dates.
Well, hold on, Colin. Now Atlanta's pretty much open back up. I mean, for the most
part. The clubs open?
For the most part, Atlanta's open back up, bro.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's a certain number of people you can have in the clubs, but Atlanta.
Yeah, but then as soon as they open up, this shit happens, you know?
Yeah. I think Atlanta's open up for the most part. Yeah.
What did you hear Killer Mike's speech?
I haven't listened to none of that.
Yo, he was in tears, man. He was like this, and brothers are mocking him, just like there were brothers mocking him. You just had one guy a couple weeks ago who was in Oklahoma. He was stopped. He was making a delivery, and he was a bigger brother. And he was stopped by these guys at a homo association. They blocked him.
Yeah, the FedEx.
Yeah, this guy, man, after he said, good man, you know what I'm saying? Tender man, probably knock your head off. You got dudes out there making fun of him because he was in tears telling his story, you know?
Nappy Yankee, go
ahead.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear you,
go ahead.
Oh, cool. Okay, what's up? Peace and everything.
What's up, family?
Yeah, everything's good. Good show. Just a couple of things. I mean, I know that Kyler was saying that blacks were kind of blaming everybody, blaming other black people. You forgot about that they were going after George Floyd himself for his choice and fiance, but that's a whole other.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That's a whole other shit.
They were even attacking him for being with. Some people saying, "Well, he was with that white bitch." You know what I'm saying? Anything to attack and degrade. It's almost like that's all we know how to do is attack and degrade each other. People don't forgot about him already, you know?
No, I understand, but I got to give you pushback on them attacking T.I. and Killer Mike and also the mayor, in that, some black folk are just offended when they throw these celebrities out there to calm stuff down.
I am too.
Okay, and
I agree, because for some reason they throw Killer Mike and T.I. I don't know how.
And listen,
the fact that we use rappers as spokesmen, I am not happy with that at all.
Yeah, and T.I. listen when he said Atlanta is Wakanda. Okay, I mean stuff
you
like.
Kidding me? That's who said that.
He referred to Atlanta. He said He said, well, you know, you have problems in New York, LA, everywhere else. You come to Atlanta. Atlanta's Wakanda. And it's just a collective, oh, give me a break with this. So I would kind of, you know, I would kind of lay off people for going after them, because sometimes these celebrities, and plus the mayor herself said, you want to change, vote. I mean, voting, what? See, here's what people forget.
Yo, Dynas was a genius, man. He said, vote tap. Dynas, if you want change, vote. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
vote
First
it's
of all,
it's vote it full effect. I mean, change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's insulting is that they're just saying vote. Well, why don't you just say vote Democrat and stop beating around the bush? Because there's a lot of other people besides Democrat and Republican to vote for. So, you know, that again, I understand why they're kind of frustrated with them. And keep in mind, we voted the last election and we got the popular vote, and look who's in office, and they blamed us. So that I'll kind of push back on.
Let's be specific too. When you say they blamed us, let's be specific. They blame black men.
Black men.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They still haven't forgiven us for that shit.
But another now, regarding all these whites that you are seeing out in the at these protests, understand, I'm looking at the motivation as to why they're out there. And here's one of the motivations that I think it is. One of the worst things you can accuse white people of, one of the worst things you can label them, is racist. Like, you're a racist, you know. So they can walk into a room in full Klan garb with their face tatted up in swastika, Tekashi 69 style, and they'll still say, I'm not a racist. So when you see them out there, this is kind of their way. I don't know. I guess the best way to explain it is, when you have everything given to you, and when you have a system that's set up specifically for you where you can't fail, I guess you have this ongoing King Solomon complex, where, you know what I mean? Where you just feel that, you know, I need some purpose in my life. You saw that with the Trump.
There it is, right there.
You saw that with the Trump election, where you have all of these people, like, you know, a good example, Keith Olbermann, and he comes out with the show The Resistance.
Hold on. Stop the show. What happened to Keith Olbermann?
I don't know. They got rid of it. MSNBC got rid of it.
No, he started his own show, The Resistance. And my question is, when have you ever had any resistance in this country?
That's what I'm saying. I don't get it.
You know what I'm saying? So, and with me, I'm just, look, when Trump got elected, I watched CNN and MSNBC more, not because I'm a liberal or that I like them. There's a filter with them. Okay, I mean, Fox, the racism is just like in your face. I'm like, okay, I gotta.
But this is the thing, though. Hold on, but this is the thing.
Them and Young Turks, all.
Hold on. But this is the thing.
Go ahead.
But this is the thing. Like, all these networks are controlled by like two conglomerates.
True.
And like the heads of these conglomerates, they eat, and they're probably all laughing about this shit. That's what people don't understand. But like, oh man, you watch Fox, I watch CNN. They all owned by the same people.
And what's funny is that, don't be fooled by these guys saying they want Trump in office. Trump made a few of these guys careers. Okay, nobody's rushing to the TV set at 9 o'clock to watch Chris Cuomo. He basically, it's a tit for tat for them. They kind of need each other. So these guys, you know, I think that they want Trump in office. But back to whites and the racist thing, they want something to do. They want something to give some purpose to their life. This is why you see them out there like that. And you got to be careful when you go to these protests, and that white people, those whites you saw get arrested, they're not going to get a record. They're going to get off. And a couple of years from now, when they're like in their big positions that they took,
they'll say, "Oh, I did that. That was my younger years."
It's like, and I'm gonna say this. This is why I don't trust Bernie. It's one of the reasons why I don't trust Bernie, because he did the same thing, and I think that was some of his motivation. Okay, now with what happened to George, I'm finding that I don't know if you noticed this.
Hold on, I would keep talking, but I want y'all to look at this one. Hold on, I love
Right.
this one. Hold on, but keep talking.
Right.
Keep going. Keep going.
Each incident that I see, it just seems to get even more sadistic. Like all I've seen, I didn't listen.
She got a hold
Yeah.
on. She got cornrows, white lady cornrows, eye drop, bandana around her mouth. I mean, this is just.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
like
come
he
on.
said,
This is
these are people that basically don't have a purpose. Like they're climate change extremists. They're all the stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're just one more thing that could just the system, but they benefit from the same system they claim they're fighting against. You know.
That's true, and they're not.
It's white
And
guilt.
oh yeah, there was this video that went kind of viral of this older white woman, where she said, "Well, whites got to do something." But what's funny about the video was this: she claimed to be married to a cop for 25 years.
Oh, I saw that.
Okay, so yeah, so what I'm thinking is, okay, it goes back to what I said. Whites hate to be labeled racist, so she probably. You see something like this that is so in your face and so blatant, like Captain Obvious, and her friends are probably looking at her like, yeah, and her friends are probably looking at her like, okay, what was your husband doing over the years? And she's probably thinking, no, I'm not one of them, which forced her to go. And the point is, they're not doing this for you.
They're doing it for themselves.
It's more for them.
Yeah,
it's more for them than for you. This is what you need.
Brother Yankee. The whole white people are trying to absolve themselves of guilt and stuff like that. They want to wash their sins away and stuff like that. That's all it is. Not because they feel guilt, and so let's say I'm gonna, and so they expect us to be like, okay, you're one of the good ones. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore they can go.
Yeah.
Because they know you can't look at American history, right? Watch movies like 12 Years of Slaves and whatnot, and not feel ashamed to be white. You know what I'm saying? And not only that.
True.
There's basically still a culture of misogyny, sexual misogyny, that all white people feel guilty about. Why do you think there's so many white guys that get with black women and kill them? They kill them,
right?
Whatever like that. You see that happen a lot. Black women getting killed by white spouses.
They're guilty.
How the hell happen? It's guilt,
and
shame.
They're guilty,
everything. From slavery,
but not guilty and shameful enough to give it up, though. And that's the thing with the old woman. She felt guilty, she felt bad, but she's not giving that up. She is not giving that up, and that's the point.
That's not going to happen. That's the whole thing. They're not going to give
absolutely.
up.
One more thing. Absolutely. One more thing I must say, and you're kind of breaking up, but one more thing I must say. Obviously, Trump, he decided to jump in, and he went viral again. And he, put out that tweet, that blacks are thugs, and when the looting starts, the shooting starts, and all this, blah, blah, blah. And everybody jumped on Trump. But what I said to myself, I said, wait a minute. Your man Obama said the same thing in the same situation.
Same thing,
He said the same exact, and people to this day, I don't get it. You still ride with this man.
Yeah.
He's still your brother. And listen to what he's stating. He said, well, I was listening to friends, and I'm like, you're listening to friends. I thought you were black. You can't give a personal, statement. You're like, well, a friend told me this or a friend told me that. That man is such a phony. And you see
it now.
It just shows you, both.
And let me ask you a question.
No, I saw it a long time ago.
Yeah,
but you cannot tell black people this, man. No, I saw it a long time, but can't tell black people this. They'll get in the fisticuffs with you, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Keep up the good work, man. But understand, Obama's no different. When you see Trump with BS, they're Obama. These guys are no different, man. And the interesting.
Assholes. Their job is to protect the state.
Oh yeah.
To protect the state and protect property and protect the state and the national security. So he's gonna do what the hell he have to do. The president is not supposed to be there to be liked. If you like him, you like him. You don't, you love. I can't think of one president in history that was really, except for Kennedy. You know what I'm saying? But I think that was the time of Hollywood, Camelot.
Yep.
Other than Kennedy, I don't know any president that was beloved. In America. President is something that you got to do and you got to deal with. You know, but Kennedy was probably the only president.
Yeah.
That was actually adored. You know, because women like.
Well, be prepared, y'all, because I think that the next one is going to be much. I mean, each one gets more sadistic. I can see a dude's head cut off and stuff. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just like, it's worse and worse as far as these images. But listen, keep up the good work, man. And you know, we'll see what happens throughout the year, man.
Yeah,
Peace.
yeah. We just stay on the court. We're staying. We're doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing on this in this movement. You know.
All right, hold on.
Else want to talk?
Marie, can you hear? Are you there, Marie? You get your sound together, Marie? I guess not. Okay. All right. So what we'll do, Kyla, we'll go ahead and start closing out. Kyla, what
Okay. Well, you could check me out every Wednesday night on my you look at the sticker on the thing.
Yeah.
Gangsterville Radio. We're really growing Gangsterville Radio. My show, the College Nation Show. We do a show every Wednesday night. We talk about popular topics. We have music and stuff like that. You know Facebook, when I stream on Facebook, you know they block my music on there. You know, they block my music. They say, "Oh, copyright or something, whatever." They say block my music on the Facebook thing. But the ratings on the digital podcast and my ratings on YouTube, Facebook. I might start streaming on YouTube. You know, I'm not sure. I might start streaming on YouTube. You know, so you guys might check me on YouTube. But I really want people to go to download the app, and so that's what we're really promoting, the app. You know, so therefore. But, you know, and anyone wants to be a special guest on the show and stuff like that, I bring good topics on, stuff like that, good music and good subject matter and stuff like that. And if you're interested in the Pan-African movement, my website, my social network is the BAIO, www.BAIO, Africstan, the number 5, what's up, Mansa? At gmail.com. That's my at ning.com. Okay, that's our social network and everything. You join with local chapters. We got a lot of Pan-Africanists on the continent doing things and everything like that, doing big things on the continent, you know, and stuff like that. So you can link up and everything. It's just a social network. That's all it is. Social network, and people link up together and just share notes and everything. That's all it is. Something to keep us together. That's all it is. Not some big fancy organization. It's just a social network that we're Pan-Africanists and people who are like-minded get together, you know. In some place we got all the people who are Pan-Africanists and everything who are doing this are in one place. You know, we're all over the place and everything like that. So when you come on here, you're with like-minded people. There's no, you won't hear this discussion in our forum. Well, I think we should do it right here. Guess what? That person will be. He will be gone. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody in this our social network, the Black African Infrastructure, is a nationalist, believe in the end game of a nation of our own, satellite communities, bungalows, timeshares, investment, trade, supply chains with the mother continent, you know? So therefore, if America is your end game, you're going to think you're crazy. But if you're thinking about the African future and everything, you know, look, you know, let white people have this shit. You know, we're just going to get our money out of here, right? Get our money out of here and transfer it to the continent. As simple as that, and build, you know? So with that, you know, and I thank Dynast for having me on Saturday nights and everything like that, you know? Support my brother.
Hey, everybody, shout out to Derek Burks in the chat room, everybody. My childhood friend, Derek Burks. Shout out to Derek Burks, everybody. Yeah. So everyone, thank you so much for joining. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you go to dynastymir.com as well. Let's see here. What else? Go to Amazon, buy the books. You guys go and support and buy the books. Until next time, family, Dynasty Mirror, search for Huru.
Peace.